from the Billerica location of 968 The Shop in Billerica, Massachusetts, a barber shop in Billerica, Massachusetts. We have the Fire Me Podcast, starring your 4 favorite barbers.
Is
the
this
4
live?
famous barbers from Massachusetts.
Is it
Yes,
live?
it's live.
Yeah, it's being recorded, yeah.
Uplift owner Rocco Daniele. You might know him from every shop across America. Myself, Larry Travaglione, owner of 968 The Shop Barbershops. To my right, our good friend Steve Ferreira.
You got it. Yo, you got it.
Yeah, I know.
Got it right. I love that.
I know.
Love that.
And then also the famous, thank you for joining us, the famous, world-renowned Jimmy Colcuts.
Known all over the world.
Known everywhere in the whole entire universe. Thank you for joining us, guys. Episode number 2.
That was so much better than when I did it.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I liked it better.
It wasn't bad.
Listen, I just want to come hot, okay?
Coming in hot. Brought to you by Arizona Iced Tea. Quench your thirst with the many varieties of flavors of Arizona Iced Tea. My personal favorite is the lemon iced tea.
Are they still 99 cents?
They are. They'll never change. That's why.
They'll never change. They're like the Costco hot dog.
Arizona Iced Tea.
I do have an announcement to make, though, quick.
You're pregnant.
So on my way here, my beautiful fiance,
Yep.
Lindsay, made a request that we change the name to Laughs with Larry.
Why?
Because I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Denied.
She goes, "Are you on your way?" She goes, "Are you on your way to Laughing with Larry podcast?" I go,
Yo, wait,
"Laughs
you
with
want to
Larry."
laugh? You know what my girl calls Larry? Because it's Larry
Lair Bear.
Travaglione.
Don't say anything.
Oh my
crazy.
God, it was Larry Ravioli.
Never heard that before. Real original.
I forget. I feel like it was the Kid Will, where it was one of your barbers was going out to eat. You're like, "Oh, where you going this weekend?" He goes, "Oh, I'm going to this fancy French restaurant."
Oh, what a
Paul.
joke. That's Paul.
That was Paul.
The
Paul.
Chateau.
Nah, Paul was
The
like,
Chateau.
Paul was taking his wife out for a dinner, and he like was happy to do it, and he was like me and Jimmy, and we had another guy that were like, we like food and restaurants and shit. So I think Paul was just trying to like join in. He was like, "Yeah, I took my girl to this real fancy restaurant," and we're like, "Oh, sick, dude, Italian. Like, where is it?" He's like, "I don't know. It's like up 95. It's called like the Chateau." And we're like thinking, I'm like, "You fucking bozo, it's called the Chateau." I go, "What'd you get? The chicken parmesan, you fucking meathead." Yeah, that's Paul.
That's a good one.
Good stuff.
Dude, okay, before we get started, really started,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, Rocco, your boy Jash.
R.I.P.
Shout out Jash,
Yeah.
right?
Rest in peace.
Absolutely.
A real one.
The realist.
Can you tell me some stuff about that kid?
Oh, I can do it without trying to get emotional.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
crying for like 5 days.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
mean
not really a crier, dude. I've lost so... All right, let's just be told. Like, let it just be told. I've lost so many friends to addiction, suicide. I've had a couple friends, cancer. Dude, this one was just the toughest for me. Motorcycle accident. The kid's been riding since he was like 4 years old. I think he holds the record in Connecticut for the longest wheelie in Connecticut history. Like, this kid has motorcycles in his shop, like, just solid. One thing about this kid, he was the first barbershop outside of Over the Top to carry Uplift. Like, since it was in glass friggin' bottles, like jars, like...
with the world on it.
Honestly, I've gotten nothing but videos and pictures sent with, like, him always in an Uplift shirt. Like, he really was one of the, the most solid on our industry. But just how he is for his community, they did a celebration of life for him, like a vigil for him, and I think they had to have been like in the hundreds, like the same day, if not the next day, when he passed, like showed up. It's an amazing where you can see what a barber can actually do for the community. He is the definition of that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, definitely. Are they doing anything? Are they doing like a...
loss, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Sorry.
big loss for the family and, his beautiful kids and his fiance, Renee. Like, I've known them for so long. I had met Jash actually through Luke. He actually used to come up on Saturdays and just cut hair at our Wakefield shop and just, like, hang out and, like, cut hair even though he owned a shop. And he was an inspiration for a lot of us. And Johnny, you remember him, like what a glow of life, just smile, stud, tattooed, like just really an amazing person. And yeah, we have his wakes tomorrow night. I will be at the funeral on Friday, so I took a personal day to get down there. I tried to slam all my appointments into 2 days this week just to make sure that I would be there for him, because I know he'd be there, no doubt, for me. I mean, we made jokes about him, like his son marrying my daughter one day. Like, he's just like such a gem. So he will be missed.
They got anything going on, like a GoFundMe or anything for the fam and stuff?
Absolutely. So I apologize on that. We will put a link up in the story, or maybe in the bio.
Yeah, we'll put in all the bios when we post it.
Absolutely.
And there's one, and I do want to talk about that. So GoFundMe's, there's been like always like a question on that, like, oh, Barbara should. It's like, dude, this is a tragedy, and it was horrific, and it was like one of the biggest losses I think this industry's had, especially in the New England area, like in this industry, for real. There's no shame in raising money for a person's family. Yeah. You can't put a dollar amount on losing a life or a loved one. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I lost my dad in February, to now losing him. This has been a hard year for me so far. Like, honestly, it's been a tough one.
We should have a moment of silence on our first episode, if you don't mind. I think that'd be
let's do it.
Dedicated to him. Good?
Yeah, good.
Rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Rip to a real
to his
one.
family and everything like that too. Yeah, please, if you're watching this, we could try to do something for the GoFundMe, myself included, all my friends and family. Let's definitely try to help them out.
Yeah, we'll run it up. We'll put the links out.
I think we talk about as like an alpha male and masculinity. Like, do we fear? Like, there was a time where I honestly can say I was just not. I fear nothing. My biggest fear is my kids losing me, period. I think that's number one, a real fear to actually have. Like, that is my biggest fear, is my kids to one day not have me.
That's a logical fear.
Other than that, I don't really give a shit about anything else, so I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I'm not scared, but I'm scared of that.
Yeah, fear is an interesting thing. Definitely an interesting thing. And life itself, like when you have children and stuff like that, you really look at things. Your perspective on everything changes immediately, especially as they get older, and then when you're supporting a family and stuff like that, and the influence that you have on them when you're young, especially.
I admire you, and I've always have, Larry, as a father. You know that. I hope you know that. Like,
thank you.
Watching you with 2 girls, and our daughters have the same name.
Yeah,
like, it's pretty amazing. That wasn't even like planned, and. I idolize that, and Steve as well.
Yep. Thanks.
Do you have like goldfish or cats or anything?
I do have a cat, a dog.
I envy you as a cat dad.
And I hit him. I hit the cat,
Sometimes you have to hide the pets from the landlord.
I have done that.
I've done that. You get caught, but I don't care.
They talk back. I gotta give him the fucking. I gotta hit him.
I kind of fear cats. I'm not gonna lie. I don't.
You
trust
fear
them.
cats, see? Because
I don't fucking trust.
I fear no animal I can
They
lift.
smell. I'm allergic, and I don't trust them. I feel.
So
like,
you're not in on the 100 people versus a bear. You're not
honestly,
going.
we have this ongoing bet at Over the Top Barbershop with me and Bobby McCarron on who would win a fight, a bear or a lion, and I still choose the bear.
Bear, 100% bear. By the way, we had a similar conversation at 968 Somerville, bear versus silverback gorilla. And at first, I was team silverback because I was like, they're more intelligent.
They don't bite.
Thumbs. They can bite, they don't bite. I was very quickly schooled on it because gorillas are herbivores. Like, they're not really wired to fuck something up. Yeah. It's not a panda.
They eat plants.
Yeah, they're not in fucking China.
How do you know? You ever been to China?
I've been to Wikipedia.
Oh, my man, bro.
I did a lot of research into gorillas, okay? Yeah. They're in the Congo, brother. All right?
You don't even know anything about the Congo.
And bears will just, I think bears might be, I don't know which bear. It might be polar bear, it might be grizzly bear, but they are the most badass thing walking the earth.
You ever seen a panda bear?
I have. They're kind of pussies. Panda bears kind of pussies in the bear realm.
Not too scary.
Tropic Thunder, the scene when he's got the friggin' bear
on his head.
Hilarious, dude.
Panda bears probably. Have you ever seen those zoo videos?
Grizzly
of
bear
panda?
is a scary bear.
What about polar bear though?
I think they're actually pretty dangerous.
Polar bears will eat like things the sizes of humans, so they kind of naturally will try to fuck you up.
That's a bear in general.
No. Bears aren't hunting.
I thought you were gonna say how I am positive I could put the bugs on a bear in the.
No, you can't.
Yes,
this dude thinks he can outrun a bear.
No. That's not the conversation. No. It's not if I can outrun a bear. I could put the bugs on a bear.
He thinks he could juke a bear.
You're acting like I'd provoke the bear, first of all. Second of all, I could put the bugs on a bear.
No chance.
Do you know how good of an athlete I am?
Superior.
He's saying he can juke a bear out.
I'm honest with you. I felt like a bear hibernating this week in this weather with the rain.
Lousy.
It's so horrible.
Lousy.
But I actually am fascinated by they eat and then they just sleep and
Forever.
they just survive off of the fat.
They don't.
No?
That's
What
like
do
a
They
myth.
don't go to sleep for
don't
months and wake up.
hibernate?
They
No,
just
they just
aren't very
lounge,
active.
too.
They're not
They're
very
just
active.
chilling.
Yeah. Because I had the same thought when I was a kid. It's like they just sleep for 6 months.
That's right.
He thinks he could juke a bear out.
I would.
It's
Listen.
not going to happen.
It's not
Liz.
happening.
Did you ever
Listen.
see The Revenant? Like that.
What
was
makes you?
wild.
First of all, not
Yo,
really.
I got a funny Revenant story. Don't make me forget about Revenant.
DiCaprio
Do you know what I'm talking about?
could not outrun a bear.
Dude, we're watching it
all I'm
before I
trying-
forget.
A 9
Go-
foot tall
you
bear.
finish what you're saying.
I'm not provoking the f***ing bear. But if
Irrelevant.
we're out in the wild and I have to evade him, I watched Allen Iverson and Jason Williams my whole life, bro.
Let's
I
test
hit
it
with
down.
the-
Let's
and
let's
I'd be
drop
out,
him
and
off
he
in
would be like, am I gonna
Provincetown
chase-
during Bear Week.
Yo,
Not that kind of bear.
Yo,
A different kind of bear.
Everything
outrun.
Rocco says, I have a story for.
A different kind of bear. Not that kind. Not a Pete
Everything
bear.
Rocco says, I have a story. My parents brought my like 75 at the time year-old grandmother, Portuguese grandmother, doesn't speak a fucking lick of
In
English,
P-Town.
dude, to P-Town because P-Town's super Portuguese.
It is. I have family from
It's a
Portugal.
port.
from
Super
my sister's
Portuguese,
side.
and there's
Yes.
mad Portuguese
A
there.
lot of fishermen.
And there's a lot of gay people there as well.
Yeah?
And never the two shall meet. They brought my grandmother there they went to a cafe. They're sitting on the patio outside, and it was like accidentally Bear Week. And there's just guys with like leather underwear and no clothes, like they're fucking Triple H, walking down, and
Sick.
she's just sipping tea, not looking sideways at the naked men with the
the
big
tea out.
mamenges on, dude.
With their
Quick
crackers.
shout out too to my LBGQ clientele. I adore my clientele.
Oh, this isn't a slight
So
at all. Yeah,
grateful
This is
for
just
all the beers. I don't care. Like I am so grateful and blessed to have the clientele that I have.
shocking to an
And
elderly immigrant
apparently,
woman.
I'm
Yeah,
a
definitely.
cub.
Oh, 100%.
I am a cub. I'm not a bear. I'm a cub.
You're an otter, from what I understand.
I'll take it as a compliment. It's a great animal.
Listen, dude. Yeah, P-Town's fun.
But what was the other thing?
P-Town's a
Oh,
fun
the
place.
bear. My mom, dude, when Revenant came
Yeah,
out,
I know.
my mom watched the Revenant. She goes, Jimmy,
I love your mom.
how,
but
dude, how long you think it took them to train that bear to not kill them? I was like, dude, mom,
what?
probably about as long as it took to train the T-Rex in Jurassic
You gotta
Park.
hit it with
dude.
that. That's pretty
She thought it was a real bear. She thought the bonding of the movie would ensure a trained bear. They got it at Clark's Trading Post, a guy that eats ice cream with a bear, to attack and not literally attack, just kind of make it look like you're attacking.
Clark's Trading Post.
They gave acting lessons to a bear and sicked him on
They gave acting
the
lessons
most
to a bear.
high-value actor in Hollywood of all time. No problem. He'll be fine.
Leo's, maybe he could train a bear. He's
Dude,
got superpowers, that guy.
Tom Cruise doing his own stunts
Tom
would
Cruise is
have
a dope.
nothing
I don't
on
care
them
for
sticking
Tom
a
Cruise.
bear on
Tom
fucking Leo,
Cruise
dude.
is a weird human being.
Of course he's a weird. He's a Scientologist.
I don't like him.
He's a creep.
Don't like him.
Also, your buddy Danny Trejo actually called him out because he's like, I do my own stunts. I'm tough because he's like 4'8", so he's got to like compensate.
Dork.
But Trejo's like, I don't do my own stunts. That guy was like in the fucking like cartel or some
Yeah.
shit. He was like a gangster
And then
in
he
jail.
don't he sling donuts in Cali?
Tacos.
Yeah, now, yeah.
Tacos
He got
there.
out
I
of
think
jail.
it's
He was
tacos.
security. He started acting, but he's like, I'll never do my own stunts because if you get hurt, everybody on set is out of work for like 3
Yeah,
months.
and
think
Tom Cruise
Tom-
loves that.
Does Tom Cruise know who Danny Trejo is? Probably.
Of course he does. Everybody knows who Danny
If I know
Trejo is.
Trejo,
Machete,
Trejo
blood in, blood
confronted him.
out.
Yeah,
Blood in, blood out.
yeah.
Dude, everything. Machete, everything.
Machete.
But yeah, when he hurt his ankle on that last
Yeah.
Mission Impossible, and they were all fucked because you're not going to get another job.
What a dork.
Movie's like a year-long commitment. You can't go get another movie for 3 months. All those people were fucked. I mean, who knows if insurance paid for them?
Yeah, no thanks.
Of course not. They're fucked.
So fuck
Get
Tom
a
Cruise, huh?
I mean, he's a goofy.
Just say fuck you, Tom. Fuck you,
dude. I had a customer on my chair. He goes, "Oh, in Maverick, which is a good movie, like whatever." He
sucked.
Like, he fucking goes like this. He goes, "You know, Tom Cruise flew his own fighter jet."
Oh, whoa!
No, he didn't.
Les Grossman is probably the best.
No, he did not.
He's ever had.
I don't like
Les or Wes Grossman.
Les
Grossman from Tropic Thunder. Tom Cruise was probably
Tropic Thunder is so funny. Dude.
It's so good.
Do you think Tom Cruise knew it was a comedy when he was acting it?
What?
Yeah.
Les Grossman?
No, that's a really good point.
funny.
Probably
That's
not. He was like, "I'll be real sexy in this one." He fucking nerd. I don't like him.
I think
He
that
is
was
a nerd.
He did. We need to start a side podcast where we just watch bad movies and do like Mystery Science Theater 3000 on them and just
All right.
talk shit about them while they're
Worst movie ever. Go.
Worst movie ever?
Whoa, off the top of your head.
Probably The Wicker Man with Tom.
Oh, what a
with-
horrible movie that was.
Yeah. The newer Wicker Man.
That was so bad.
Yeah. With what's his name? Cage.
Nicolas Cage is it's an anomaly that he's even an actor.
It's not an anomaly. His
dad, yeah.
dad is fucking Francis
What
Ford
a-
Coppola,
Oh,
dude.
Bonehead.
Bad Lieutenant
Or his
2,
uncle or
Bad
something.
Lieutenant 2 Port of Call with Nicolas Cage. Trash movie.
Nicolas Cage is garbage.
So bad.
Let's just name all
So
Nicolas
bad.
Cage
Jiu-Jitsu
movies.
with
National
Nicolas Cage.
treasure. Nicolas
We just
Cage.
need to do a Nicolas
Have you
Cage.
seen this? Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah.
Like me and my girl have this ongoing joke where they're like, cut! We need the ponytail longer. He's got this receding hairline and just this ponytail down his back. Nicolas Cage in the movie Jiu-Jitsu. I'm like, oh, this is going to be sick. Dude, his ponytail was like longer than that barber pole thing. Like, just
Nicolas
kept
Cage is an
growing.
idiot, dude. I've heard a
All right,
story
so
of
Nicolas
him.
Cage, Tom Cruise.
Most actors are idiots, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, there's some that are great. So
There's
it's like,
some that are great.
Where are they getting these people from?
Who's a good actor?
Denzel.
Ed Norton.
Denzel's a great
right, yeah.
actor. I mean,
De Niro.
De Niro's a
De
great
Niro.
actor. I
De
like
Niro's
Pattinson.
good.
I like Pattinson.
Pattinson's
dude.
good. Good time.
He's cool. You know who I kind of like? Well, I'm going to say this because I read his book. Matthew McConaughey. Hey,
Oh,
there's
yeah, he's
something
cool.
unplugged there. Is that your...
Might be my headphones.
Your
I'm not
headphones?
using them anyway.
McConaughey, dude. McConaughey's book, it's called Green Lights. Fantastic read.
Yeah,
I never read a book in my entire
He wasn't
life.
even an actor when he got into it. He kind of was just like working on set, right?
No, he was he intended on being... His story is so cool,
But
bro.
he wasn't auditioning for that, right? He
Yes,
kind of.
he was.
He
I
was
don't.
doing stunts.
No,
for
he
Danny
wasn't
Trejo.
auditioning for that role.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just kind of fell into it when he went. I can't remember who it was, but his like mentor or whatever. When he decided he wanted to be an actor, you're talking about Dazed and Confused, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
No. I'm
Yes.
talking about all right.
That's Dazed and Confused.
Is it?
Yes, 100%.
Why am I thinking?
But he didn't.
Buck was in it too.
But he didn't. I don't think he intentionally auditioned for that. And they were like, "Yo, just try this out," and he nailed it. In no script, nothing. He just those were the first things that he said on stage, on set. That's the first time he was ever on set. It was like, yeah,
It's like how everyone auditioned for Soprano and they all just got different roles.
yeah, cool. Sopranos, one of the best shows ever.
The best show.
I give it the best show.
Would you say the best? 'Cause
The
I would-
Wire. See the Wire, but the Wire. I don't know.
No, The Wire is not. No,
Oh, stop it.
it's not the
Wire,
best show.
great.
It's not
The
better than
Wire-
Sopranos.
No, well, no, they're both. But here's the thing: The Sopranos has more like rewatchability. The Wire, the last season was kind of like they didn't know where to take it. But you could just throw on like, what was that? What's the Pine Barrens episode? You know, like you could just throw on like a random episode.
Dude, you forget because I rewatch it so much in like YouTube
I've
clips.
seen it 6 times.
I've rewatched it maybe once a year for the last like 15 years.
Same.
Dude, the first like 5 episodes has so many fucking funny bits in it.
The whole season.
The whole season, but there's shit in the first few episodes because Will was watching it at the
I'm
shop.
getting to that point now where
We were
I'm
just
able to tell people information about it. Like I
Are
had
we
a
talking
client.
about Sopranos or The Wire?
Sopranos.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about The Wire next.
But I would say,
Wire.
I had
but
a
I
guy.
would say Breaking Bad even is number 2.
Nah, I can't.
You don't like
I
Breaking
didn't like
Bad?
Breaking Bad.
I like it, but it would have been better if it was on HBO. Like, I feel like any of those shows when they're on FX, like they're just down a level.
Too many
Yeah.
commercials.
Too many commercials. They can't really take it all the way that like HBO would take it all the way. It's just like a step down. Like Snowfall was good too, but it's a step down. Like, but I feel like if it was on HBO.
I can't get down
way
with
too
Breaking
intense
Bad
on
like
HBO.
that. I know people
that?
love
It'd
it.
be too nuts on HBO. It'd be
Snowfall.
like insane.
Snowfall would have been fire on HBO.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy too.
Sons of
Sons was
Anarchy
good.
was-
Dude,
I love
Sons of
Sons.
Anarchy got bad though by
It
like,
did.
the last couple seasons.
did.
Somebody said on another podcast that Jax Teller, and this could be this. You could probably fact check this. Fact check
Yes,
this.
he could.
I could
That
fat
Jack-
check it.
Yeah, you can fact check this. Oh, stop. he killed 100 people over the course of the series. And they were like, dude, he's like a mass murderer. He's like a dictator. Like, it's like, dude, there was one episode where they had a bunch of dudes lined up like outside of like a big grave, and one of them was just like with like a Mac 10 sprayed like 10 people, and they're just falling. And I'm like, this is like an 80s movie.
When they
what
started,
are we watching right now?
When they started getting into like the cartel shit, I was like, this is too much.
Way too much.
Didn't they segued into like the Mayans and so on and stuff?
I never watched the
Mayans.
When shows do that, I can't keep up. Like I have a real tough time keeping up with that kind of stuff. That's why it's taken me so long to watch anything but The Sopranos.
You don't need anything else.
Thrones, I was like, no. I don't fucking like dragons. It's ridiculous. I'm not watching that.
I love not watching.
All I saw was Peter Dinklage's little ass all the time whenever I watched it. And then I watched it, and I'm like, I couldn't stop once I watched it.
I'm so glad I never watched it.
But I won't commit to a show unless once you get me, I'm not stopping.
You know what you should watch? Severance.
What's that? No, I don't want to watch that. That's the one where they go to a job and they don't know that they're in the job.
Dude,
and then they have
so fucking good.
Succession was dope.
I don't care for that kind of sci-fi stuff. I like reality.
No, this one's sick.
No, I don't care for that weird stuff.
No, you're wrong.
I don't think I'm
care
wrong.
for it deeply.
What?
I don't know. He's telling you.
No, I don't. I don't like that stuff. That stuff doesn't do it for
stay
me.
away for this friggin' podcast. I don't know if I can watch a new show.
Wake up. You need to drink some Arizona iced tea. It's a carbonated beverage.
Nice.
No, it's not.
Is it? It's not. But it's got caffeine.
It's
a caffeinated. That's right.
Well, it's tea, I guess.
It's heavily caffeinated.
Good.
I guess it is.
Arizona iced tea really hits
I
the spot on a
gotta,
hot day.
bring something up though because this
Oh yeah, we have a lot of
last
topics.
couple of weeks, I went out to breakfast a few times.
Breakfast.
I don't usually
Breakfast.
go out
Who
this many
says
times.
breakfast?
Breakfast, little kids.
No. The guy from Boston says breakfast.
Oh, Portnoy.
Nah, the goofy dude, the Mets dude.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, the weird guy.
Breakfast.
Yeah. Breakfast, yeah. And it's like there's one place. It's in Bristol, Rhode Island. It's called Sunset Cafe, which is kind of a weird name for a breakfast restaurant. It should be Sunrise Cafe, but that's neither here nor there.
Breakfast is at any time of the day thing.
They got well, they're closed at 3:00, so they're not seeing a sunset.
Not making sense.
They got a breakfast on the menu. It's basically like their slammer breakfast. Like I got it. Here it is. It's like eggs, home fries, toast. With toast is like every kind of bread or a bagel or an English muffin or a fucking croissant or a biscuit. They got everything. And then you get the bacon and the sausage. Because the word "or" should not be on a breakfast menu.
Agreed.
You're giving me both. And they give you one pancake on the side. So my big problem with breakfast places is they kind of make me feel like a fatty. Because I'm like, give me the breakfast with the bacon and then add the sausage. And can I get a pancake on the side? Just one pancake? I gotta. It's kind of like asking for the fat guy seatbelt thing on a plane. You're like, come here.
Tiny Tim. You don't want to feel like Tiny Tim when you order
That's
breakfast.
on the order.
Yeah.
Because you don't go to breakfast all the time. What the fuck am I picking, bacon or sausage?
Bacon and sausage.
Yeah, the fucking Patty. Yes, exactly.
Patty Pimblett had
He's
that one.
correct.
Patty's a good dude also. Good kid. Patty Pimblett. Met him?
You did?
No.
Oh, good. Good. You're a celebrity meter. You met that guy, James, I think, from Love on the Spectrum.
James Jones came and got his haircut at the shop years ago.
I don't believe this happened.
He did. I'm positive it did.
Do you watch Love on the Spectrum?
That's the best show on TV right now.
You got to watch Love on the Spectrum.
What a heartwarming show that is. It's fantastic. I love that show.
Going into it, it kind of makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, this seems like exploitative. But then you watch it and you're like, they're having fun.
What a wonderful show that is. I love it. I didn't think I would, but my girl wanted to watch it, and I'm like, all right, cool. Let's watch it. And it's like the range of emotions you get watching that show. Like half the time I'm cracking up laughing because they're hilarious.
Most
kids.
of the time.
And sometimes I'm happy, like I'm almost crying because I'm so happy for some of the kids. It's like an awesome show.
I get
What a
kind of
great
mad
show.
at the producers.
Yeah, the producers are insane.
Sometimes they match them up, and it's like, you guys are not on the same
wavelength
at all.
Spectrum.
I mean, yes, but it's like they want one girl who was like outgoing to the point where she wanted to be on a reality TV show about fucking dating. And they matched her with a guy who was like, I need headphones all the time and I can't really listen to you. And it's like, this kind of isn't going to work.
But that girl ended up finding the cowboy.
She did.
She's
The
super
cowboy
happy.
guy.
So
Yeah.
they match these people up and they go on a date?
Yeah.
It kind of weird. Like sometimes they'll send them on speed dating, which is some of the
Yeah, I
funniest
don't-
because
So it's not just following people.
No.
That are like...
It is kind of, though. There's like a couple people that are like on the cast. Sometimes they'll set them up with people. Sometimes they'll just meet people and go on a date. But sometimes they'll do speed date, like an autism speed dating where you check like yes, no, and then they match it up at the end and put you in contact with each other.
Connor, that episode was hilarious.
Dude, one of the funniest... It's like, he goes, so what are you into? She's like, he's like, do you like the city? She's like,
no, he said, do you like the outdoors?
The outdoors, yeah. She's like, no, I'm more of a city person. He's like, oh, nope. And just like, nope.
In front of her.
And then she leaves and the producer's like, did you say no while she was sitting there? And he's like, was I not supposed to? Mm-hmm. And I was like, good. You were supposed to.
And he's like, yeah, no, you should probably wait till she leaves the table before you start filling out the card. And he's like, damn, I knew I messed that up.
Damn it.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
They used like Loki in the last season. They used Adventure Time to explain like fucking like the bases. And it's like,
I didn't pick up on that.
Step 15. What do? We don't do step 15.
His brother's
it's
trying to
straight
get him
up from Adventure Time.
to know, yeah, just take your time, baby steps.
And he called his mom like a whore.
No, he said she was a desperate single mom.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
She's like, I kissed my boyfriend on the first date. What do you think about that? Was that? Are they like married? He's like, oh, it sounds like you're desperate.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a desperate single mom.
What does he say when he's on the date and he goes to the bathroom and he's still mic'd up?
Oh, he's just like, I don't know. He's just like enamored that he's on this date with
What a woman.
Yeah, he loves her so much.
It rules so much.
I love that show.
I do love how they just shut the date down if they're like, we're not on the same page.
Yeah, that's good.
There's one girl who's horny, dude.
Oh, yeah, she just wants to get the salamagats.
And he don't want to give it to her.
Yeah, he's not putting out. She's so distraught. I'm like, these people. But her aunt is a total. I don't care for her aunt.
She is a little bit too. She has her demands.
She's provocative.
She'll be talking to a guy, and they'll be like, really clicking, good chemistry, and then because she's into animation, and she'll be like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" And he's like, "I work at the tax company, whatever." And she's like, would you ever consider a career in animation? And he's like, well, no, I don't do that. And she's like, all right, this date's over. Just fucking ends the date.
Yeah, it's a good show. You guys should check it out.
Probably not, but...
Oh, it's good. It's an excellent fucking show.
You should.
It's so good.
Do you know what
I think it's a no for Rocco.
Yeah, Rock's out.
Rock's like, nah, I don't know what the hell.
He's done,
I don't even have cable television. Is this on Netflix?
Sounds like a dream. I have Apple TV.
You know what I wanted to talk about? How we were celebrities very briefly. First of all, is our first episode even live on YouTube and stuff?
Yeah.
So we got to promote that, like the Fire Me podcast.
We got to do like a few things.
Yeah, but we got Victorino Stylo, we got Jay Majors, we got Rocco Daniele,
yes,
and we got Bossio.
Yep.
They're all
chirping
on board.
They're all chirping. They want to do the cast, dude.
One at a time. One at a time, guys. Before
I know.
We're just getting started.
Like when people were like, I want to come on your podcast. And I'm like, it's not out. Like, there's nothing to come on. Like,
it's slow. Take it slow.
Please, dude.
How have you dealt with the overnight success? Has your life changed immensely from it? Or
my life is changing daily.
Nice.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I like to keep a low profile, but
I like the shorts. I just don't understand how I became like the what is it?
All right, let's talk about that. Yeah, that's a good start.
I'm the villain of the industry.
No,
you are.
Are you?
I guess so.
Well, they didn't like his comment about the
cordless clipper.
First of all,
nobody didn't like you guys.
Nah, he's not lying.
No, they hated it.
No, but you got to stop replying to like the dummies that reply in the comments.
No, but
not dummies.
Listen,
we'll see at the CT Barber.
Dummies.
Listen,
I'll talk to him at CT.
This is what I know about it.
Booed.
When I first started cutting hair, I worked for my bosses that I thought they were not significantly, but like 20 years older or something like that. And the things that they had to say sometimes, I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, 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 blah. And that was just me as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid with my head up my ass, pretending I knew what I was talking about. These kids that are saying, like, you weren't actually saying the clippers do the work for you. Clearly, we know the clippers aren't cutting the hair for you. We aren't stupid.
They took it literally?
No, but they were just making it seem like he was like clapping, like these kids don't know what they're talking about. But listen, the clippers back then, when we started cutting hair in the early 2000s, they were bricks, bro, and they were hot. These kids aren't going to go get a clipper off eBay, though, that's a corded master, a corded senior, or a super taper, or any of that. They're not going to go get that and work with it for 4 weeks and then be like, oh, shit, this is mad difficult. This is a lot harder. It's not that the clippers that are coming out now, like, we're hating, like, oh, the wireless makes the job so much easier. No. You still have to know how to cut hair well. You have to be a good barber. You have to put the work in. But those corded clippers compared to what we use now, it's total game changer. You were spot on. And anybody that argues that, go buy one off eBay. Go buy a 90s or a 2000s master off eBay or something like that if you can find it. If you can go to a barbershop, ask one of the old heads if they have it. I have so many old clippers. I'll throw you the things. Call them, tell me where it is, and I'll mail it to you. And use it for a week.
What do you get in barber school now? Like, what's in the kit?
Fast feed.
Fast feed?
No, they don't have fast feeds anymore. They must give you wireless clippers now.
Was it true that
No, I'll tell you exactly
what.
what.
Oster's getting out of clippers? Is that
No, but dude, Rock. When we were at that education thing, Goldie was telling me that dude with the school was talking to him about outfitting them with a bunch of wireless stuff. So they're not in it yet.
Well, it's only a matter of time.
Well, I also
It's a matter of time. That's not
from what I
happening.
know. I think Con Air, who owns Babyliss especially, I think has a contract with, I don't know if it's My Lady or some type of, something's up where they haven't been able to like push them out as expected. So I do see some, I think Hookset Empire has like the magic clip, which, okay, that's
I like
good.
that clip.
Yeah, but I'm talking like
That's great.
Neha,
Good
like
start.
That's a good clipper to give the kids. I
he
would
was
say
what?
magic lip.
Yeah,
I think that's a good learn to cut hair with this joint,
yeah.
and
They
it's
do
cheap.
cut good.
I love them. I don't
They
have
do
them
the
here,
work
but I
for
have
you.
them in some of them. They do. They make the job.
I don't know. I just
easier.
feel like you got all these like young kids. Like,
God bless them.
It's different, but I feel like having the clipper that plugs into the wall and you can't lose the cord and it's always charged for you while you're learning has its advantages too.
I don't
But
know.
it's just dated though at the same time.
Yeah, I guess.
I can't
Like,
imagine.
I don't know. Is there an argument? I mean, I don't care what they.
I'll be
just-
honest with you, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, you really don't. Which is what my biggest pet peeve with you is.
No,
You tend to
me.
say these things and you have no experience in the industry. Clearly, it's not like you have any idea what you're saying.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
I've never did hair before. in my
You know what's even the stations when we started, like even building the station, you could put like a rolling tool chest now.
That's what I have.
I'm just saying you could now, and you could just work on it. Even the stations that we had, they had to be a certain length away
Outlets
from the
inside
chair,
the drawers.
next to an outlet, all this stuff. Granted, we still have to charge these things, but like, no, cutting hair back then was not as easy. It's super simplified now. Like all the kinks that needed to be worked out are slowly getting worked out. And in the act of cutting hair, it's a lot more efficient now. Is pretty much I think what you were trying to say. And I think
Yeah,
you said.
I mean, I do volume and efficiency. I did 22 haircuts today.
What the
I
heck?
don't think I could do that with a corded clipper. Like,
Wow,
I just
that's a
don't
lot of
think
work,
I could do
kid.
it. I'm telling you right now, I don't think I could have still done it.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short.
Well, at least pick up the phone, be on the phone, do this, do that. Like, dude, like my days are hectic. You know, they really
sounds
are.
like it.
So it's like to have that corded clipper. It's like,
Yeah, I agree, but I'm not replying to any of these fleas in the comments.
I wanted to go
Fucking
on that one
shit,
and
dude.
just write, I disagree. I was thinking about it, and I was just like, I was like, where do I drop this where just no one can tell what I'm disagreeing with?
Little
I
troll.
saw Rocco and that kid going back and forth with the paragraphs because the first comment that it was like, actually, it was like a Reddit comment. Like he was like citing shit. I was like, dude, who fucking cares? When people send me messages like that, like actually this, I'm like, oh my God, that's so much funnier than what I said.
Actually, you're a nerd.
Maybe I'm just talking shit. You ever talked shit? Isn't it fun to just say things like flagrantly without anyone on the internet fucking doing research on what you fucking said? It's easier. Yeah. You got it easy. You bums. Fuck them. I'm not replying to anybody.
You guys, do you have any other like topics that you wanted to talk about? 'Cause while we're
Easter
talking-
just passed.
No,
you guys
wait.
have kids?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
You do Easter egg hunts?
No, my kid's
Yeah, I
15.
love the Easter egg hunts. My kids, they love
No,
it.
I took my kid out for steak.
nice.
What a
Steak on
weirdo.
Easter. I
How
served rabbit for
easy?
Easter.
How easy is your Easter egg hunt for your kids?
Well,
Because this is bugging me.
we go to my dad's house. Their grandmother hooks it up in the backyard. She puts the Easter eggs out, and then she gives them these 2 gold eggs. And you can tell times is starting to change with her because she's like, I don't know where I put the gold eggs. How many eggs did you put out in the backyard? I don't remember. It's like, okay, like maybe we should pass the reins a little bit.
I'd put 5 eggs out and number it like, 2,
1, 2,
8,
3,
12.
4, 6.
Yeah.
Be out there all
They're
day.
looking for the other ones. No, it's just like we did the Easter egg hunts for my my girls' nieces, and it was very easy. They just kind of spread them around the lawn. And I was talking to Larry in the shop. I was like, I remember Easter eggs hunt used to be cutthroat. They used to put Easter eggs in like the fucking light hanging from the ceiling, like that upside down bell of the light thing,
Over the
hanging
table?
in there over the top of the cabinets. My aunt died. We were going through her house Thanksgiving trying to get a fucking roasting tray. There were Easter eggs in there.
That no one had found?
Yeah, they've just been in there since the previous April. I'm like, dude, the Easter egg hunts now are for some fucking pussies. Dude.
Yeah,
These fucking
dude.
kids can't be just.
They don't got it.
We were hunting for eggs, dude.
actually hunting.
For like dimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. That's what I was gonna say. My kids, like you said, we'd get change. They get like dollars, $1, $2, $3, $4.
Yeah.
Everything's inflated.
Fucking
now.
Sacagawea in the
Everything's-
fucking egg. You got to go to the MBTA and
That's my
load up
girl.
for fucking Easter.
My daughters are adorable, but we also celebrate Greek Easter. And
Are you Greek, Rob?
My girl's Greek.
Okay.
But it was adorable watching them, and then her sister like grabbing them, and
It's a cozy holiday, Easter.
I do love Easter. I think it's
What is
one of my
Greek
favorites.
Easter?
Not really sure. Red
What's the
eggs,
difference?
Usually just a week
Lamb.
later.
Lamb.
Lamb
and tuna
but it was
fish.
every 4 years it falls on the same day.
But why is it like? Why is there like a delineation between Easter and Greek Easter?
Greek Orthodox Church.
Right.
They don't follow the traditional Judeo-Roman holiday calendar.
He's
So
right.
they just disagree with the timing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they disagree, but they don't follow it.
We don't know.
Okay.
Our next episode, we'll have a Greek on here, and he'll be able to.
We absolutely
explain
will never have a Greek on here. This is the only people left you can do that to.
it. Golly. Yeah. Easter.
Tasso's rolling around.
What was the other thing that we're saying is super? Oh, tooth fairy. Your kids lose teeth yet?
Tooth fairy inflation's a problem.
Tooth fairy inflation needs to be
is a big-
discussed.
that was a problem in my life.
Tooth
How-
fairy,
why-
tooth fairy
these
inflation.
Kids, my kid said the other day, she goes, I think she's got like $15 for losing a tooth. Imagine the audacity.
So here was the problem. My kid was
level of
getting like a
expectation?
5 or a 10 maybe. So I only have one kid, so I don't have to worry about, I got 3 kids losing teeth. Like, it's fine. I get it. But she had a friend who was like a princess, and they were giving her like $20-$30 a tooth. And then my kid found out, and I'm like, well, tooth fairy can't be broke over here. So then my kid's getting like 20s for a tooth.
My kids are so smart. If that was the case, they'd be like, give me the pliers. Like perfectly, like adult teeth, they'd be ripping out if it was $20, $30. That's nuts, $30 a tooth.
People who
$5
do that,
a tooth is insane. A molar, maybe. Give me something for
people
a molar.
who do that, I put that in the same category as
K9 or
people who
something.
get like the most expensive gift from Santa. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude,
Santa's
let's-
a good dude, though. Santa works real hard all year, and he hooks those kids up.
But I'm talking like, dude, take the
Speak English.
take the credit.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I find that Santa is a fantastic gift.
I know people that
But
were
then
like,
Santa at
"Nah,
other people's
I never
houses
told
aren't
my
getting them
kids-
that shit.
I'm not telling my kids about Santa because they're going to know who these gifts are coming from.
Tell them-
And they really said that. And I was like, your kid is
Tell
going
them
to be
what?
in therapy. They were like, no, we don't do Santa in my house because I'm the one paying for the gifts. And then I've also heard someone say, well, no, because I think it's wrong to lie to your kid about them. I'm like,
No,
how bad
no.
was your childhood?
Wait a minute.
Let them have Santa.
Our kids
I'm not saying lie to them. I'm
there's no
saying
kids
get them the
watching.
cheap
What
gift
are
from
you saying
Santa,
about Santa?
so that broke kids like can't be like, why did Santa get me?
No,
like,
I'm talking about parents I know who were literally Santa deniers. They
No,
were
that's
I'm
like-
the one paying for the gifts, so there's no Santa in this house.
That's psychotic.
It's psychotic. Or I don't want to lie to my kid. Like, oh, come on. They figure it out on their own.
Figure what out?
They figure it out.
Larry's kids watch the podcast.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
That's why he's
they
acting
don't.
this way.
They don't watch the podcast. They do. That's
They
a lie.
don't care.
They don't care.
Well,
Oh, did I
well,
just wreck the
well.
podcast? Just cut that segment out. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm saying 'cause-
I got a topic for you.
Yes.
Oh, you want to still talk about Santa?
No, I was just saying because your
Do you
kid's
still
friend.
believe in Santa? Is that the problem?
No, what I'm
Did he
saying
bring
is
you those sunglasses?
your kids, yes, under my fucking tree.
Damn.
Because I'm
Santa's
saying
going through it.
your kid's friend with the $20 for the tooth. Now your kid's like tainted like perception of what should be coming from the tooth fairy.
That's what I'm saying.
If your kid's friend Santa's bringing them a fucking PS5 and a car, and then you're like, well, I can't buy that, so why does Santa hate me?
Yeah, kids. I don't know if like first graders really think about classism in the holidays.
Oh, they
But,
do.
they do.
Oh, they
They do?
do.
I would say so.
I don't know. I bought my kid a car for her. Lying. Lying.
Wait, what was the topic you were gonna say?
All right, so I did my friend's my friend Alexandra. I
saw
her,
that.
I did her podcast.
That looked
on Monday.
really cool.
She's the best. I did one with her last year.
I thought you were on like TBS,
that
NBC
Big Night?
Sports.
Yeah, it was at Big Night. So we recorded at that studio. Alexandra's got the key to the city. My girl, she owns Petaluma Salon. I talked about the industry night coming up over there. Anyway, we'll talk more. There's an industry night coming up over there, but I got to get the details so you guys should all come hang out at that. But
cool.
We were talking on the podcast, and I just derailed her badly. And she was like talking, and she's like, "So, if you hit the lottery, you'd still cut hair, right?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "What do you mean?" I go, "I wouldn't work." And
what would you do?
I wouldn't.
Well,
so I wanted to ask you guys because I'll tell you what I'm not going to do, which is cut hair.
Crazy.
What kind of lottery are we talking?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's the winning?
If you hit enough, you hit enough money so you didn't have to work anymore. And she's like, "You'd still go do like a couple of clients a day." I was like, "No, absolutely, I would not."
But
I go out to lunch with my clients, but someone else is going to be cutting there. She's like, "At your shop?" I'm like, "What do I need a shop for? I just got $100 million. Like, what do I need?
$100 million?
Whatever, Powerball.
No. Here's what I'm doing with $100 million.
Let me just finish. So I'm saying, I'm like, if I made enough money where I didn't have to ever work again for the rest of my life, why would I even have a barbershop at that point? If I have to work, I want to cut hair.
You just make one in your house at that point.
But I'm not going to lie to you guys and be like, "Oh, I would do this for free." I'd still
no.
Come on. So what do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Well, it depends on how much money.
Right.
No. Just whatever number it would be, like 50 million, 100 million. You're not working again for the rest of
But here's what I'm saying. You're at
the diner every day.
If I got
pancake
and sausage.
And sausage. If I got
don't charge me for it.
If I got $5 million, it would change my answer. Because 3 to 5 million.
So we're talking, you hit it big. 50 million, 100 million.
50 to 100? Okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm buying a plaza, okay?
What for what? You don't need it.
I think I'll explain it to you.
Go ahead.
I will put a barbershop in one of the spots, and I will Cedric the Entertainer it in Barbershop the movie. I will sit in the corner and not cut a single head, but I like the vibes.
Yeah.
And I'll just hire like my friends, and no one will ever pay rent, and it'll just be the funnest barbershop to chill at ever.
Agreed.
Because I don't give a shit about working. I mean, like, I'm saying I don't want to work, but I want a shop to go hang out at. The next business over will be some sort of convenience store.
Sub-store.
Well, I was going to say like a Lacasha's, like a Italian coffee,
Shout out Lacasha's.
Pastries, and subs. Dude.
Shout out Bob's in Medford.
Yeah. Something like that where you can get a bunch of shit.
If you had $100 million, why would you want all this responsibility?
Because
it's not any responsibility.
What would you do during the day?
Dude, I'd just go walk around.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't. Where would you walk around?
I'd send you guys memes.
How many times can you walk down whatever that street is at your shop?
You can still do that, but you have a base of operations. In the back of the store, I would have a Soprano-style office. One of the bays would be a cigar lounge / store.
Cigar lounge.
Every place that I would ever want to chill at when I'm not working, I would just have in this plaza.
A Target.
No, fuck Target. I don't want my fucking wife anywhere near my fucking plaza, dude.
You're gonna blow your $100 million with the Target.
That would be sick though, because you could just replenish it. Like you could just psych her into think that she's going to Target when in reality it's not.
You own the Target.
Yeah, it's just she ain't going nowhere.
I got it.
We ain't going nowhere.
I'm buying a Target on a
So
triple
you're buying
net
a plaza with your $100 million and you're chilling. That's your idea. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I would work.
Rocco's like, I'm melting all the pomade. I'm out.
I would. Yeah, Rock. Would you? I would work. No, I would work because I don't know.
Don't lie. You can't. What's this fucking rich guy here for? He doesn't need the money. Oh, here's your $20. Like you can't cut hair anymore.
I would do $150 haircuts probably.
I already do. Like what? Come on. Like what are we talking about?
I would do $250 haircuts.
All right, $250.
No, I would work. I feel like I have to work, dude. There's so much time in the day. Like idle time is not fun time. So
let's just open a music studio.
Yeah, but I would do something.
Bro, you could take karate. You could take a painting class. You could do whatever you want.
I'd start a Taibo clinic. I don't know.
I would be like,
I would work. I would definitely. I don't know that I would. If I didn't have to work so hard, then absolutely, I would definitely work a couple days. I don't know that I'd want to like have people at a shop and stuff, but I would definitely still work.
See, I hate this answer.
Maybe once a week. Maybe once.
You're getting laid off.
My answer is honest. I wouldn't work, but I would own it. Just chill there.
I don't even want to own anything.
Would you work, Rock?
Why?
Because I don't want anything.
100 mil.
I would sleep. I'd honestly just get a good night's sleep.
Sleepy guy.
I would give back a lot because I do, and I feel like that's the right way to go. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say I would never not cut hair.
I would.
But I'm not going to work.
If I told you right now, I'll give you $100 million, but you can never cut hair again.
Oh, I'm out.
But that's not what you said.
No, I just changed it.
Yeah, okay, you changed it.
I changed it. That's part 2.
All right, well, let's segue into that then, since we're talking about like rich people and barbering and stuff. Let's talk about the industry of barbering and a trend that I've seen on social media, which is irritating. The blue check. And paying for the blue check.
Yeah.
Or like
verified check.
Verification.
The IG verified.
That is
I actually had it on Uplift, and I didn't pay for it.
But that makes
and then
sense.
It disappeared, and I'm like, what the fuck?
But that makes sense.
because they used to not charge for it.
I'm not saying that. Like, I'm not saying like.
No, you had to put in your ID and all this stuff.
Yeah, if you're
never
paying
buy it.
for it, that's wacky to me.
I don't know why.
Well, if you're paying
Who
for it and you
cares?
have like 150 followers, that's embarrassing.
Just in general, if you're paying for a verification, like what is on what grounds? Why did you do that?
I think it probably improves your visibility, but it's like if you get 100 followers,
What does that even mean? Do you understand what that even means?
No, I know what it means, but it's not worth it.
What does that mean? It improves your visibility.
Like your shit will be pushed up higher on like the algorithm, like, but it's not worth it.
I don't know if that's true.
It's true, but it's not true enough that it matters.
I'll Zuck right now and find out.
Blue check.
I'm gonna buy
paying
one.
for the blue check is
dumb. It's
absolutely
dumb.
silly to me.
You would probably get more visibility out of just like paying for ads.
Yeah,
the ads actually work.
I need to figure that out because we just shot a video with my buddy Adam Schickling, and he just sent me the video. I finally have the footage from it, and I need to figure out how to run ads. I don't know the first thing about that.
We got to look into that. We got to look into
I
that
need to figure out how
billboard
to do it
shit,
the right
dude.
way.
One
Billboards?
of my friends who has a pretty decent following was like, "Don't be a cheapskate, boost the post."
Yeah.
He told me straight up. He's like, "That's how his shop got like 35,000 followers. He's got 35. He doesn't have 100,000."
I don't care about the people like viewing stuff. It would just be nice to be able to, you know how many, like I'm in the shop that we're in now in Billerica, we're not on the main road, so we don't have line of sight. And I've been here about a year and a half now. I love this town. It's like a blue collar working class town. I love it. It's all about community. There's tons of kids, all the sports teams and all that stuff. And there's a lot of people here and in the surrounding towns that end up one way or another coming here. But every day, like if a new person comes in, they're like, wow, I've driven by this a million times. I didn't know it was here. I didn't know it was here. So I would just like to be able to put myself in front of those people like with less effort, I guess. Because I'm like flyering cars and like.
Are you on the Chamber of Commerce?
I don't even know what that means.
They would come here and do like a ribbon cutting, and you get like exposure in the town.
There's probably a diner where they have ads on the menu too.
Nice.
Yeah, but does that work?
This does look like a diner type of town.
What do you mean?
It does
No,
look like
it's
a diner
very-
type of
it
town.
is
That's a
a diner.
compliment.
Yeah, like a legit diner.
We got Belly
Yeah.
Busters. Belly
There
Busters
you go.
fire.
There
Do
you
they
go.
have a
Belly
menu
Buster
with,
is a diner.
Belly
right?
Busters fire.
been there.
Riverview.
You just
Riverview?
bought Belly
Fire.
Busters a bunch of placemats with your logo.
I would do that all day.
Yeah.
I'm a big placemat advertising guy.
I want to do that billboard thing. We found some website
Ever-
where it's like if you have TVs,
Clear Channel.
it's not a Clear Channel though. It's like the website's called like Cassie or something.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So there's ones that are like those digital billboards, like the big ones. I don't know if those are part of it because those are probably contracted through Clear Channel or whoever. But if you go into like a college bookstore and like on the column there's like 4 TVs and there's just ads for like local bullshit running on it, there's a website where you can get on there, you set up it's either like an image or like a video and a duration, and you put money on it and set a budget and like times of day that you want it running. And then like intermittently throughout however long it takes for your money to be depleted for that campaign, it'll just show up on there for however long you have it set up for, 60 seconds. In like, we're near Tufts. Like if it's in the Tufts University bookstore, it will be like our shop's little ad
that would be cool.
on the TVs all over the bookstore, or like anything like that where you see ads on screens that if they have an account with this business, it'll just pipeline ads to them and then they get a cut, right? So, but it's an easy way to just kind of manage it, is just do like straight up digital billboards all over the place.
That would be cool.
And I want to try and get it on the Goodyear above Fenway.
That would be funny.
See if we can afford that.
What else? What else, fellas?
So we don't like we all don't believe in paying for the check.
No, it's just.
Corny.
But why? Like I just don't understand the psychology behind paying. For who? Why did you buy the blue check? That is wacky. You could still be dope without having a blue. I think I'm a pretty cool guy. I don't have a blue check, and if you don't think I'm a cool guy, I don't really care if you don't think I'm a cool guy. I think it's just.
Do celebrities care about the blue check anymore?
I don't even think celebrities are on Instagram, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Not. You think they're on as much as you and
celebrities
I?
on Instagram?
No, them personally, no.
No, that's nuts. Like it's just a way for them to make money.
Can you imagine having like 50 million followers and you're like, it's time to make a post?
50 million?
Like, yeah, there's some people that have crazy. The Kardashians have like hundreds of millions.
But you also
like
said that you wouldn't work if you had $100 million. So it's the same idea. Like, well, I'm not working ever again.
I mean, if I had $5 million, you'd never see me again.
What'd you say?
If I had $5 million, you'd never see me again.
Exactly.
$5 million, my guy, that's like a 6% minimum return. He gets a point. That's like $250 a year just in your pocket.
Millions.
Yeah, and that's like capital gains tax. It's not even regular taxes. So
I just want to be happy.
Good.
What's your goals? Do you guys have goals for this for success and talking about that stuff? Do you have like any we're in what? May. Do you have any goals for the rest of the year, like with Uplift or whatever? Like, what are we trying to do? What are we trying to do with this podcast? What are we trying to do in life? How are we trying to monetize this?
Yeah, we should probably figure that out at some point.
I don't know. I don't really tell my secrets anymore.
Trying to get fucking
that.
stacks.
I believe in that. I believe in the evil eye. I believe in
The Maloikia.
Yeah, the moiki, the friggin' energy of like not telling everybody your every move.
Yeah, but I'm not
I've seen
saying
it get sabotaged. And sometimes the people that don't want to see you good or better than them, at the end of the day, it's not even like they just like
they want to
It's
see you
just
do well, but not better than them.
Exactly. And that's unfortunately we're all guilty of that as a human being. So I think like it's important to keep your goals
Between you and God?
or whatever your higher self is. I
Between
learned
you and
that the
God.
hard way. I feel like I misinterpreted business a long time ago, thinking that everybody wants to see you do good and grow, and it's not what it is, especially in New England.
So then what is it?
This is a tough area to like
It
want to
is.
do
It's
right
tough.
and be like, look at this, and then they only see, just like we were talking about with Instagram, is like they only see what they want to see. They don't see the struggle, dude.
They only see what I allow them to see.
That's Tupac.
Go into it with the reverse mentality. Instead of being like, I just want everybody to work together and help each other, I'm going to go into it with a very manipulative, backhanded
Love that.
attitude. And everybody that is famous out there that doesn't think they can get it, like the fucking...
Millie's was just talking about that.
The pissed off barber. People are like, ooh, you made him mad. Put your fucking hard hat on, dude, because I'm coming for that ass, bro. It doesn't fucking matter. That's why I don't reply to the comments, because it's like, whatever, you're not even real. Come in here and talk to me in person. You'll fucking figure it out real quick. I'll exhaust all your avenues
Yes.
if you're in person with me and you don't have a fucking Wikipedia up to fucking Google every fucking left and right turn you're about to take in your argument.
That
We're
was
fucking going off the top of the dome, dude.
That was exhausting. I need a
new
Arizona iced tea. Real brewed lemon iced tea. Brought to you by Arizona Iced Tea. All you got to do is get a cup full of ice and pour that in there real nice. Like, look
Dude,
at
you're
that.
being real generous. They're not paying us. I actually sent a message to Polar.
They hooked up Mike Troll with some stuff.
I know. I talked to him, and he was like, "Yeah, that wasn't a
Arizona Iced Tea.
ongoing relationship. He doesn't really like have a thing with them. It was because of like a one-off campaign they were doing. Because I wanted to see about getting a bunch of coolers from Polar for the fucking Porch Fest.
That would be cool.
Just up front, just handing out Frosties to the people, dude.
Frosty Jims?
They're not interested.
Frosty Jims.
You want to see something funny? Talking about not Frosty Gyms, but cold cut gyms. I was on the old Chat GPT.
Chat GPT's got me twisted right now, dude. You don't even want me to go down my Chat GPT rabbit hole.
I was like, turn me into
sexy boy. Sexy boy.
I was like, turn this picture of me into Gabagool, and that's what I got.
You look like a.
That's a good
You look like a sore.
It's a good use of technology, I think. And then I kept telling it
got
to like
some gabagoo.
keep going and make me like, and then turn my sunglasses into salami, make my
Jimmy
skin
is
mortadella so it's a little bit lighter. This was the final form I got. I like it.
You're soft.
I'm a gabagool guy.
Jimmy cracks me all the time for how I pronounce. You're Italian, yeah? He's always got words for when we get like Italian food. He'll be like, "What do you want?" I'll be like, "Oh, give me a sandwich with like this and this and then some mozzarella." And he's like, "What's mozzarella?"
No, it's because you go mozzarella.
No, you make me sound like I'm Pavarotti or something like that. I ain't say mozzarella.
Yeah, but like if I'm at like Anna's, I'm like, "Can I get a quesadilla?" I'm not like fucking.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You say, "Can I have a quesadilla?"
Yeah, but
Sound like
I'm not saying quesadilla.
You pretty much.
And I'm also not saying quesadilla. Like, I'm not fucking putting a stank on everything. Like, I gotta fucking pretend I'm like speaking a different language.
You sound like Slowpoke Rodriguez, first of all, and I don't say
That's very racist.
I just say it how it's supposed to be said.
Yeah.
Quesadilla.
No, you don't.
Quesadilla.
No, you don't.
Arroz con pollo.
You don't do that.
I don't say arroz con pollo.
I hate when I get a TikTok up for some recipe and they're like, "Hi, today we're going to be making homemade tortillas."
Tortilla.
Like, you just said all those words regular.
Tortillas.
And then just put the stank on tortillas.
What do you mean? It's a language. It's a language.
Right, dude. But it's a fuck. You're putting on a performance for like 2 words. It's just kind of
language.
It's the same as when you're listening to like the Spanish channel and it's a commercial for Burger King, and they're like, yo soy Burger King, and they just like insert.
That's whack. That's what you sound like. You sound mental.
Nah, dude. It's not the same thing.
Brought to you by.
Because if they're saying it in the accent, then they should say Burger King in the accent.
Burger King.
If you're saying all the other... No, they're not saying it like that. They're saying it white as shit.
Burger King.
Yeah, they just cut it in because they don't want their branding to change.
But you're noticing that it sounds ridiculous.
But if you said
That's what
mozzarella...
you sound like.
If you said mozzarella, I wouldn't have said a word.
Mozzarella.
But you were like, mozzarella. And the guy at the counter was like, I don't know.
Chill out, bro. Dial it back a couple notches. Yeah. Whatever.
Well, I'll continue to break your balls about that.
So you guys think Karen Reed did it?
Yo, this.
Hell no, dude.
She got some brat. Yo, the amount of stories that have come out about this Karen Reed thing, like the people's perspective. I had some dude told me the other day. He thinks they both did it.
I think everyone did it.
He thinks they were all in on it, and I'm like, I don't know the first thing about it. First of all, we went to a wedding a couple years ago, and me and my girl went to a wedding, and I overheard people talking about it. I had no clue what this chick was talking about, but I think they're from where the Karen. Yeah, they're from out there, so they had first person perspective of what's going on, and I had no clue. But now this dude that was in my seat yesterday was saying he doesn't think it's far fetched to believe that like the cops and Karen Reed both played a part in this guy's dying. I don't know who did what, but I'm trying to find out. What you watching?
The funniest part of the whole story is that like Stady or whatever had to read his fucking text in court.
Wow,
Yeah,
poor guy.
And it was like
he said the shit.
She was a
But
C
imagine
word.
having to read it. Yeah,
Objection.
no, sir. Read it verbatim.
Objection. You have to say it as it's written. It's like, okay, Your Honor. She was a cunt, a real Revere whore. And the shit he was saying was like,
he violated.
that's a collar puller.
Yeah, he violated.
Gonna sit on court fucking talk like that.
They had him saying some wild stuff. I couldn't believe. I thought that there had to be some like.
I read that. I was like, people actually talk like this? Like, this is nuts.
What do you
like,
mean?
I've never really talked about anybody that wild before.
You're lying.
Some of this shit was.
No,
like,
they were being like caricatures, dude.
Yeah.
They were being like caricatures of like mass guys.
Yes.
Dude.
They were. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They were.
What did he say? There was one thing where he's like something about her accent or something.
I don't know,
dude. He said some of the wildest.
I
need a top 5 cops.
It
quotes.
was terrible.
Yeah.
The stuff that they said was wild. But
I think he said something about her taunting her Fall River accent or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Something about her accent, but it was insane, dude.
yeah.
Oh my god. I wish I had those.
Either way, they're psychos and she's a sicko. They're all tapped.
Why is she a sicko?
What do you mean? Why? Look at her face. She doesn't even look. If she did it, first of all, if she did it, not that I've even watched it. I've only seen clips. But if she did it based on the clips that I've seen, she's a psychopath.
Do you think she's gonna get found guilty, or do you think she's gonna get acquitted?
I don't even know where it stands. They had this is the second trial, right?
Yeah, they're retrying
Which makes no sense because it's such a big case. How could you get a jury of her peers that is, that doesn't know much about that case?
Apparently, you don't know anything about it. You should put you in the jury.
But I know the case is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They can't. You're not gonna try OJ twice and have nobody know about it. They know.
He had the book called "If I Did It."
Yeah, that guy.
The second time was for something else, though. They caponed him.
Oh yeah,
because he stole his own shit
back.
And then he got smoked in the civil suit too.
Yeah, they were like, "You're gonna get like years in jail for stealing this
stole
fucking
his memorabilia."
Yeah, memorabilia.
Because the memorabilia, I think, was like at like an auction house.
Hey, have you guys ever seen a white Bronco now?
I don't think they make them.
I didn't even think of that.
I don't think they make them.
Total mind blowing.
There's a Ford dealership right next to his shop. We can find out.
I don't know that they make white Broncos anymore.
I hope they do.
Look what he did.
I don't think so.
The Broncos are an interesting looking vehicle, though.
It's kind of funny if you think about it, because like somebody else could drive a Bronco, and it's like Leonardo DiCaprio's on Bronco, then everybody wants one. O.J. Simpson goes on that chase, and they're like, yeah, we can't make this anymore.
We have
Like
to
30
stop
years.
making the car.
Do you guys
Isotoners.
Are you guys old enough to remember watching the chase on TV?
Yeah, I was.
sick.
It was. You know what pissed me? Wasn't it? During the NBA Finals when the
Yes.
Rockets played the whoever the heck it was, and they stopped it. I was bullshit that they stopped it. Yeah, I remember that. Like it was yesterday.
The year of the trial, I was in 8th grade. So everybody knew. Remember, that's all anybody was talking about was the OJ trial was the biggest thing, and everybody felt like, I think everyone felt like he probably did it, but for some reason, like I don't know. I remember they were like, they're gonna read the verdict at like 12. So after lunch, everybody's outside. It was a spring day. Somebody brings a radio, like a boom box. This was 1996, and we're out by the baseball field. Somebody puts it on the bench. Everybody's like, shh. And then they said not guilty. The crowd erupted. Everybody was like, yeah.
They were all about it.
It was like Biggie's funeral.
Yeah, it was like
the whole
crazy.
fucking
I'm like,
neighborhood
I
was
don't know, all
partying.
these suburban 8th graders were so happy that OJ got acquitted. And I remember we were all like, yeah. And I was just like,
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
he might have actually.
Yeah, if there was a $100 bill at the end of the glove, it would have fit.
Like looking back as an adult, you watch the ESPN thing and you're like, wow, this is pretty messed up. Like,
That was there was a trivia. That was the most pizzas ever delivered in the history in one day. Was
Get outta here.
The
I
OJ
believe it.
No one
verdict.
left
believe
their
it.
house. No one left their house. They
I
just
believe
all-
it.
That was the first kind
That
of
was
like
silly.
court TV
I was outside
thing.
playing whiffs.
Giorgio's
all
Pizza in
day.
Dayton got rich that day.
That started that whole court TV thing.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have had remember what was the last one? It was like
That just changed the way the news was delivered from that day forward.
but that wasn't a thing. Like televising these court cases.
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
a
Having
thing.
cameras in the courtroom.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a real case.
The judge became a celebrity.
Yeah.
It was nuts, dude.
And then
was the
Cato,
judge?
the guy who lived in the pool house,
Hey,
was like a little
Cato!
surfer dude. Yeah, Cato.
That's a
What was the
DMX
one
song.
Johnny Depp and who heard? That's my
Amber-
favorite.
Amber Turd?
That's one of
That
my
was wild.
favorite. That's one of my
That's
favorites.
a silly case.
I kind of want to rerun some of those
Yeah.
videos because remember it was during COVID, so everybody was getting subpoenaed on Zoom, and they were talking to his building fucking security, and the guy's in his car and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
vaping, and he goes like this. He goes he leans off camera to vape, and then he leans back in and blows smoke in the camera, and the guy, "Are you smoking right now?" And he's like, "No." And they're like, "Do you think she was wearing eyeshadow that day?" And he's like, "I mean, I don't know if she's wearing eyeshadow right now in front of me. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about." And they were trying to ask him a year prior the makeup she was wearing. That fucking case rules.
Yeah, who's
dude.
gonna remember that?
The whole time that Johnny Depp's on the stand, they're asking questions, and he's just kind of being a dick, I don't recall.
Jack
Like,
Sparrow.
He's another dude
Winking
I
at
don't
people in the
really
fucking
like.
crowd.
He's acting all the time.
I don't like his
Constantly.
outfits. I don't like Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't like his jewelry.
You don't like Pirates of the Caribbean?
Like one.
I don't
was-
like his
one was
cologne.
Cool. I don't need 10 of them.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Like what,
Caribbean.
Yeah.
Caribbean.
What's a Johnny Depp movie you've liked in the last 10 years?
I like the one where he was playing a
movies?
Native American out of pocket.
Sweeney Todd. Hello.
No, it was
Yeah.
he was Tonto. He got it in there just before you weren't allowed to do that.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
Nah.
The Lone Ranger?
Nah.
Yeah, he was
You
fucking.
guys
He was
know-
Tonto.
Oh, wow.
He was Tonto.
Do you like know?
That was insane.
That was Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, so
Do you guys know about celebrities? I don't know anything about celebrities.
Do I know
Somewhat.
about? What do you
Like,
mean?
do you know about celebrities? I don't know anything about celebrities.
I think I've
What
hit
celebrities?
Any of them.
my. I think I've hit my
I guess.
a long time
I'll
ago.
be watching
I
something
stopped.
with my wife, and she'll be like, "Oh, that's such and such actress," and I'm like, "I have no idea." And
Yeah,
they'll be
no,
like,
I don't
"That's
know
a
the
super
names."
Famous actor. I'm like, I don't know. They'll be like, "Oh, that's some music." Like, I don't know any Bad Bunny songs. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know any
Bad Bunny.
I-
No, me
I don't
neither.
know
I don't know.
about-
Here's
any
one
of that
for
stuff.
you.
No, I
Here's
don't
one
keep
for
up.
you. If I say Pierce Brosnan, what would you use to reference him as a movie? To
James
be
Bond, right?
James Bond, right?
Pierce. He was James Bond.
Yeah.
Dang.
In the early 2000s, right? Or the late 90s, one of the two.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's okay. I got you.
my girl to Pierce Brosnan was in a preview for a movie, and this girl goes, "Oh, it's Stu from Mrs. Doubtfire." It's the
That's
fucking
hilarious.
guy that his fucking wife is fucking.
Drive-by fruiting.
All right, so
No,
I know
don't
everything
keep
about
up.
Mrs.
I
Doubtfire.
feel like who's like Timothy Chalamet. I keep hearing. I don't know who.
I
he
have
is.
no
I don't
clue
know
who
what
that
he
is.
He's a
Thank
kid.
you.
But
He's
then
a
I'll
kid
give
in
you another
Dune.
name. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I know
All
Van
right,
Damme.
cool.
I know
Yeah,
Van
we all
Damme.
know Bloodsport.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
I stopped
I know
caring a while
Chalamet.
ago.
I know Chalamet.
Who is that?
He's
No
a kid in
one
Dune.
knows. I've never seen that.
He played. You know who he is? He's this young son, McConaughey's son in Interstellar.
Never seen that.
Do you like
You've
celebrities?
never seen Interstellar? He played Bob Dylan in that recent biopic.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, I heard that was good.
That was fantastic. I watched
was
that on the
good,
plane.
yeah.
What a good movie that
I
was.
We
know
watched
Bob
that
Dylan
movie,
is.
and then like
I
for the
do
next
like
couple
that.
days, I'm playing
do.
Bob Dylan music. My girl's like, "What do you like, Bob Dylan now?" I'm like, "Bitch, yeah, maybe I fucking do like Bob Dylan now." We just watched the movie. I can't fucking listen to the music for a couple of days. It gets me in the mood now. I'm watching the movie.
They tripped me out when they were calling him Bobby. though.
Bobby?
That got me. I'm like, calling him.
I liked all the scenes with
I'm a big Mel Gibson and Keanu Reeves fan.
Payback's a great movie.
Mel Gibson.
Wow. But Mel Gibson with the Patriot, maybe
Unbelievable.
Patriots top 5
That's
of
a
all
good
time for me. But how do you like them?
How do I like them?
Yeah.
They make their own films.
Who?
They do their own stunts.
Well, that's great and all, but like Mel Gibson, I'll give you. How do
Dude,
you like
Apocalypto,
Keanu
what do you
Reeves?
mean?
You don't like Keanu
Apocalypto
Reeves?
was-
We Were Soldiers. Wow, amazing.
No,
On the
why?
first one off
I
on
don't
the
know.
shit
I think I would
field,
hang out with
last
them.
one
I might
off
like
the
go grab a beer with him or like cut
Keanu
his hair.
Reeves? Is Keanu Reeves chilled? Is he chill?
I've
He
heard
seems
nothing.
so chill.
Nothing but he's like the most nicest.
I'm not talking
down-to-earth,
about him as a
like,
human,
chill dude.
but I
Yeah.
just don't like. There's no depth when he's acting. He's just like
Wow. How do you feel about that?
Like-
Right?
Mel Gibson or
oh,
Keanu?
Keanu Reeves.
First of all, we were actually
Mel Gibson right there. That's
we
the
were
best
talking
movie
about
ever.
this today in the
Order.
shop actually about Keanu Reeves. I still associate him with Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
See, that's weird.
Yeah, same.
That's
See,
weird.
what I'm talking about.
Because if you ask someone to do an impression of Keanu, they'll either do a Bill and Ted voice or they'll do like a really stoic
And
like
then
Matrix
Speed
voice.
with Keanu Reeves.
Speed's
was
hilarious.
lousy.
Speed's
and
hilarious.
Then the best thing that Keanu Reeves has ever done
Wick.
was coach the Cucumbers.
Yes,
Other
it
than
was. That was the best
I
movie.
don't know what the crap
Is he
he
in a
did.
You don't like The
Is
Matrix?
he in a band, Keanu Reeves?
Yo,
You know
my
Rocco?
dad took me
What
to
is
the
it?
Matrix.
Does he have a band?
Keanu?
Keanu Reeves?
No, he has a
What would he-
motorcycle company.
What would he do in the band?
I don't know.
Tambourine?
Just walks.
Oh, I thought he had a band.
I don't know. I can't pitch. He's not
I don't know,
animated.
I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan.
He's got an
I
awesome
like
set
Devil's
of movies.
Advocate. Amazing.
That was a good movie.
Devil's
Set of
Advocate.
Who's
Amazing.
you're asking really like whose catalog would you love to like always watch? He's got a pretty good catalog.
Denzel. Nah, Keanu
Denzel's
Reeves.
good, too.
Keanu Reeves, I don't get it. Like, I think his move. Don't get me wrong. You can't not turn a television on and flick through the channels and watch John Wick.
Yeah,
1
Keanu Reeves
through
has a
5.
band. It's called Dog Star.
Nice.
So I do know about
We should
celebrities.
use that song.
Wow.
I know everything about celebrities.
What a fucking loser.
I think he's cool. Like, you see the videos of him on the train, like giving his seat up to the lady, or like his.
Why is he on the
tactical-
train with his broke ass? Get
That's
off the train.
That's why I think he's cool. But as an actor, I'm really not buying
It's
it.
also like in terms of like talking
Him and Jay
about
Cole
Tom
can go sit on the
Cruise
train together.
doing his own
He's
stunts
got
and all
millions
that.
of dollars.
Keanu will go to like 3-gun tournaments and like learn how to do gun stunts.
That's
like,
cool.
Crazy.
That's cool. But is that all right? Is that acting? Is him killing a million people acting? I don't find that to be.
It's just
acting.
different. It's
There's
different.
no dialogue.
I gotta
different.
be honest with you. The first John Wick, I didn't know what I was going into, and I'm watching. I'm like, oh, this is sad. They killed his dog. And then I'm like, that was like, dude, I was like sad. I'm like,
I'll tell you
man,
the
he lost
scene.
his wife. And then I'm like,
That's my point.
I'll tell you the
I
scene.
don't
What a
find that to be
turn.
acting.
The best
like,
scene is
whoa.
not him. He's not really like an acting
An
actor.
actor.
He's
I like an actor.
He's a good actor.
the Matrix.
I like method
Come on.
acting.
You don't like The Matrix?
I love the.
I fell asleep in the Matrix.
I love that. You were a kid though. I
You're
like
in
The
The
Matrix.
Matrix.
Here's the best scene in John Wick. This is what sells John Wick. The whole movie is any scene where they like tell you how badass the guy is.
Yeah.
Because they can either show you, which is kind of overt, or they can tell you in a way where like the villain is kind of like almost respects him when he does the whole Baba Yaga.
When his dad
That's
was
all
telling him,
improv.
"You're an idiot. You killed his dog."
That was
and-
all improv.
Oh yeah.
He was like, he's the boogeyman. The script was like, he's the boogeyman. And the guy was like, that whole, well, he's not exactly the boogeyman. He's the guy you send to kill the fucking boogeyman. It's like so fucking
Sucker
pissed.
punches his own son.
Yeah. When he calls the guy and he's like, you fucked up my son, I'm going to kill you. And he's like, well, he punched John Wick and killed his dog. And he's like, oh.
And then
It's
he
like-
hangs up.
You're like, oh, this guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah. No, and I think that's cool. And I don't think that the John Wick series is bad. But like, I think I answered my own question. Finally, I get it. It's just, I don't find that to be like an interesting form of acting. John Wick, the way or Keanu Reeves, The Matrix. No thanks.
That's all writing, though. Like, his performances are fine, but they're not like crazy, like moving performances.
I don't care, bro. I don't care for that. I like.
Do you
I
like
guess
do you like action movies or do you not like the genre?
What's action movies?
Statham,
No,
Van Damme.
John Wick, right?
I mean, I'll watch it.
You don't like Statham movies? They're so funny,
They're
dude.
fine, but
What about the Equalizer? Because the Equalizer.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Rips.
Equalizer,
All three of them, man.
Equalizer is John Wick.
Yeah, but it's way better though. Why?
I agree.
No, John. I'm sorry. I know that's your boy. I don't want to make fun of him, but I like the Equalizer because I like
Denzel, I'll
I
take
do love
Equalizer
Denzel.
over John Wick.
Does Denzel Washington have a band though?
Yeah.
He probably does.
Oh, his band would be so.
Yeah, all right,
sick.
like-
Yeah, Denzel is a funk
had
band.
I like Tom Hardy too. He's making a comeback.
I
was gonna
hate
say
Tom
Tom
Hardy when he
Hardy.
plays Americans.
Yeah, Tom Hardy's hot.
When he plays Americans, for
related
some
to Ed
reason, he
Hardy.
can't do it.
Flawless, awesome.
Is he related to Jeff and Matt Hardy?
Venom movies?
I don't think so.
Dude, he's so good in,
They should
like,
start a band, All the
English
Hardys.
shit. I don't know why.
All the Hardys.
All the Hardys.
And the Hardy brothers from the book.
Did you like the movie Nobody?
Yeah, that was kind
What's
of
that?
good. That was
It's
kinda
the
good.
guy. It was the producers from John Wick, and it was
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. What's
What's his
that
name?
actor's name?
No one knows.
Jason Bateman. No, I don't know.
No, forget his name, but it's that guy.
John
you know Better
Leguizamo.
Call Saul?
Yeah.
It's the producers
Blanco
of
from
John
the
Wick.
Bronx.
Instead of like assassins, he's like one of those like, oh, he's so high up in the CIA. He's the guy that comes to kill you. And then he quit to have a family, and then he gets fucking like pulled back in. But the whole movie's John Wick-ish, where he's just fucking everyone up. And he's got like a tattoo on his hand of like, it's like a 2-7 off suit. It's like the worst poker hand you can get. So that's supposed to be the thing that's like, all these guys get that tat because it's like no matter what hand they're dealt, they're gonna fucking kill you, right? So like a
hate
Vietnam
meaningful
vet guy
tattoos.
sees his tat and just like runs out of the room and like locks the door, and everybody else is like, oh shit. That was like their Baba Yaga scene.
Nah, that doesn't sound good. But the one that does sound good is the one that you always talk about in the shop that has the double. It's two movies, and it's the guy that has the really awesome name. They put the people in the walls. There's a serial killer in like some South American country, and the dead people are in the walls. And there's two movies.
That's like the temple.
Sicario.
Sicario is
Yeah,
so
Sicario.
sick.
Sicario is one of my top 5
That's a
favorite
tough
movies of
movie,
all
though.
time.
That's a tough
There's
movie.
more than one.
Is part 2's got like Fat Joe in it, doesn't it?
No,
Is it good?
no, it doesn't
What
have
up,
Fat
Fat
Joe. in
Joe?
it. Part 2 is weird because it's not really a sequel. It's like a different script.
Okay.
But
That's what happened with Bad Lieutenant 2, Port of Call, New Orleans.
they're writing a third Sicario.
So the
Really?
Bad Lieutenant
Yeah.
2, the horrible one with Nick Cage, the director,
Lousy.
Werner Herzog or whatever, he just thought that the name Bad Lieutenant, the old Harvey Keitel movie, was a good name. So he just said, yeah, I'm just going to take it and then call it Bad Lieutenant 2, Port of Call, New Orleans.
I can't
And
say
he never even saw it.
I never saw the original, but I know that Harvey Keitel movie was.
Oh, the
Bad
original
Lieutenant.
rips.
They're
That's
not
like
the
that
same?
old-
You never saw
No.
Sicario?
No, they're not
Did.
related.
Okay.
Dude,
Scario's
Rocco
great. What's that
Rocco
guy's name?
needs to
What?
rip a cigar
Scario.
right now. That's what
Benicio
Rocco
del Toro?
should do.
Benicio del Toro. What a name
These-
that is.
Yeah, that guy rips.
Fucking name.
He's
that.
one of my
Who
favorite
rips?
actors, dude.
Luis Guzman rips.
Luis Guzman.
Dude.
Yeah.
Luis Guzman, you mean?
He was in Snatch.
See, he
too.
did it. Luis Guzman.
Right?
I'm working on my Espanol.
He's sick,
What
dude.
do you want for it?
Sicario's so sick because the whole
Sicario's
movie,
sick.
you think the girl is the main character, and then like in like the last scenes, it like flips to him in the
What's
car.
his name's in that? He's an awesome actor. Who's the dude that like tries to bag her in the club, but he's really a bad
Oh,
guy?
Bernthal.
Barenthal's.
Yeah.
Barenthal's
sick,
trying to be
yeah.
on the Barenthal podcast. He's an awesome actor.
Bernthal's sick.
get
Best
Punisher.
Punisher for my money.
Dude, I hated him so much in The Walking Dead. I want to kill shit.
I never
in The
watched
Walking
that.
Dead. That's a great one. I couldn't put that
I
down
don't
either.
want to see zombies.
It's not
Walking
about
Dead
the
started
zombies.
out good. It started out good, but it kind of
Picks back up. I said the same thing. I picked it back up years later. The
All
new
right.
stuff is good. The Daryl one's good.
I want to watch the Daryl one.
The Rick and Michonne when they re-meet, great.
Yeah, do they do sex?
They make a lot of sex.
They do a lot of sex.
They be getting them. They be begging. They be doing a lot of the sex.
Yeah. I mean, we could do movies all fucking day, brother.
Yeah, good.
I'll do movies until the cows come home.
Want to
know
do
me.
imitations?
You know me. Imitations
Yeah,
of
we
who?
can do this. You know who you look right now? You look like the Macho Man.
I'm not even going to try to do a Macho Man impression.
Do
Ooh, yeah.
It's pretty good. I like the cream.
Ooh,
of the
there's like
crop.
a fucking Dan Soder bit. He's like a comedian where he does like the craziest Macho Man impression, but his whole like dialogue throughout it is him explaining like gentrification. So he's just like, ooh, yeah, first things first, you got to move out the blacks. Can't have them living there anymore. Bringing in the Korean grocery store to take the money out of the community. Oh, yeah. He's just fucking doing fucking...
What a time to be alive when that was like the thing. Like WWF, all of their wrestlers were that character. All of them were
Dude, that's
yoked,
when we grew up.
tanned, wild colors, streamers.
Wrestling sucks now.
Streamers. People love it though now.
Kids love it now, which is what they need to.
No,
know.
they don't. You know what? They don't. I'm convinced they don't because they had to bring back all the old guys.
No, but they're like infantilizing it. Like they don't have blood. They don't have swears.
They do now. They do now.
They brought it back.
Oh yeah, they did. As soon as they had to disguise Vince McMahon and all this stuff, Vince McMahon looks like a bad guy from like a cartoon. I don't even know with his mustache. He looks like
Vince
a psycho.
McMahon looks like fucking Cesar Romero, dude.
It looks like he's sweating off his mustache right now.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, neither do I.
He looked great in the fucking 2000s and the 90s.
shredded because he was yoked. He was on sauce.
Yeah, but his
Obviously.
hair didn't look weird.
You're fired. That's my Vince McMahon. You're fired.
Maybe you're fired off, dude. That should just be the audio that enters the podcast.
That's another thing. We're taking advice from Bob is talking about Clippers who never had to go through the Attitude Era. I don't really care what they have to say.
What do you think is better, Vince McMahon's "you fired" or Daddy Trump's fucking "you fired"?
I don't know.
You fired.
I'm sure they said it to each other.
His was such a
because Trump was on.
Yeah, he was a WWE guy. That's why Vince
What if
McMahon's
they had
wife
a
is
year
like the
fired
fucking
off?
Secretary of Education.
Yeah, that's a real good move.
Yeah, pro wrestlers, promoters' wife.
I was listening to that baddie woman even try to like be somewhat diplomatic on TV. Like she was trying to give her opinion on something, and it was like she was just talking nonsense. Didn't even make sense.
They spent like $200 million with her like Senate run, and she didn't win. Can you believe that?
Linda, poor Linda, the stuff that she had to go through on WWF. I really bought that whole script.
When this whole thing came out about Vince McMahon being like a sexual harasser or whatever, it was like, can you believe that? It's like, yeah, I can. Yes.
Absolutely. Did you watch?
Half of Raw, like cold open, was him going into like the women's locker room and just being like, open your towel, like making the divas like show him. Like,
Yeah,
and the
bra
camera's not even
panties
looking at
matches.
it. They could have had like a bra on, but they're all on like some fucking Inside Edition years
did
later.
that
Like,
on there? I never saw that.
oh
I
my
don't
god,
watch
yeah,
that.
yeah. It was insane, dude. He was like saying the N-word on TV. Dude.
Yeah, he was wild, absolutely cooked.
He's like saying it to like John Cena, and then he walks by like Booker T, and the whole bit was like his reaction was like, "What did he just say?" It's like, what the fuck are you
He
doing?
didn't say what I think he just said.
Yeah, it was
Did
so
he say-
corny. Because you know he brought Booker T into the office. He's like, Booker, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to say the N-word in front of you, and you're going to react to it.
Or maybe he didn't, and that really was Booker T's reaction.
Dude, my favorite Vince McMahon story was like Patrice O'Neal, a comedian. He used to write for the WWE way back in the day.
that's nuts.
And he was like...
He's from Boston, you said.
Yeah, he's
a
from
legend.
Boston. Legend, dude.
I didn't know that. Did
Bob
you know
Kelly's
that?
from Boston. Yeah, there's a lot of
I had
guys
no
from
That's
Boston.
one of the only celebrity facts I know.
It's the only guy I'm like pissed at when he died because I wanted to see him live.
Patrice.
But he used to write for WWE, and he said like there was a character like an Indian guy, Tiger Ali Singh, and he
Yeah,
used to
that
wear
guy.
a turban.
Epic.
And he said he would go in like with his like hands folded to talk to Vince, like, please, the turban, my family,
Yeah,
they disrespect. And he was like, shut up and put on the stupid turban and get out there.
What a wild time WWF was back then.
Dude, and it's so funny because like you can't tell him no because he'll like let Rikishi put his ass in his face. He'll do anything.
Yeah, he's not just like letting you take the falls and do the wild stuff.
Somebody
He's
posted
doing it.
one about Shane McMahon. They were like, this guy was like the ultimate Nepo baby. There was no
What's
need.
that mean, Nepo
like
baby?
your dad's rich, like nepotism.
I didn't know that term until last year.
Yeah, well, his dad owns
You
WWE.
didn't know nepotism or
No,
Nepo baby?
Yeah, it's basically like, yeah, you don't have to do
Yeah, I
shit.
mean,
Your
I get it
dad's
now.
rich.
I just never heard
But
it.
like, he was like, you didn't have to be doing all this, jumping off the fucking Hell in the Cell onto the announcer table.
Did
and
you
all
watch
that.
the Vince McMahon documentary when like they show Shano's perspective when he's like, yeah, my dad fucking hated me and I just wanted my dad to love me.
Yeah,
Shane
that-
was doing all that stuff to get his dad to love
That's
him.
what I said. I was like, if you think for a second Shane McMahon doesn't have to do all of this for his dad's
You
love.
ever watch Despicable Me?
No.
Vince McMahon and Shane O'Mac was like Gru and Gru's mom, where Gru was like, Mom, I stole the Eiffel Tower. And she's like, meh, no big deal. That's
How
their
many times
relationship.
have you watched Despicable Me? Because I've seen
Infinity.
it a lot.
Great movie.
Good one.
If you have kids, that's
You like it?
You are watching.
Oh, yeah.
it.
What's your favorite movie to watch with the kids?
Loose change.
You're a nut.
No one knows what that is.
I know what it is.
You know what it is.
What is it?
It's a 9/11.
It's what's his name? Who's the guy? Who's the conspiracy guy? I can't think of his name now.
Oh God, he's a big heavy guy.
The podcast guy.
Alex
Family
Jones.
Guy.
It's Alex Jones' like first documentary about why 9/11 was an inside job.
Oh my God.
Before Alex Jones was
I
talking
can't
with
wait
the
for you to
frogs.
have kids. Come on, kid. We're gonna watch the Alex Jones documentary. It's gonna be great.
You know what I'm going to watch? And she knows about it, so it's not even, I'm not blowing the secret. I never thought I'd do this before. I'm so sick of like the birthday parties and all the dumb stuff. My daughter, like the wasting the money on it, like that stupid birthday parties. My daughter was like, Dad, I want to go watch the new Lilo and Stitch. So I got her tickets for her and her friends and everybody to go to the movie theater and watch Lilo
You
and
can
Stitch
rent
together.
the theater, too.
Yeah, but you can't figure it out. Good luck. You need a Harvard degree to figure it out online. I just bought the tickets. I'm going to have to call him.
Yeah,
This
my
is,
kids
by the
love
way, the
Lilo
guy
and
that
Stitch.
like a couple years ago I went to his dad's house. He had a birthday party for the kid, and there was like, well, he had the pool
Take
already,
it easy.
so we won't talk about the pool because that wasn't part of the bill. He just owns a pool. But then he
It's an
had
above ground pool from like
he had a dunk tank,
Big Lots.
a giant water slide, inflatable water slide. I believe there was a pony.
There was no pony. And those were my clients.
I think there was a
my client's business. He gave
clown
me-
doing balloon animals.
Hey,
a magician.
kids, it's me. I bet you thought.
But to be
that
fair,
I
he
was
did. He
dead.
cheaped out on
Like
the
a
pizza.
party from Billy Madison.
But when I fell over, I just bumped my head and got a hemorrhage. No, it was a fun party.
Can we talk about the fucking electrician?
I think they're called Three Brothers Party Supplies or something like that in Massachusetts. If you guys need dunk tanks and inflatables.
What's his name? Can we talk about your buddy there trying to get a slice of the cake?
Mike. Yeah.
Yo, he goes in and goes, I haven't done the cake yet, right? And it's like, whatever. And it's like not breaking
Rocco
your
was
balls.
actually invited to that birthday party.
Couldn't make it. Uplift called. He goes like this, right? First of all, the slices. Everyone just has pizza. It's a kid's birthday party. He comes over. He's got a fucking plate, a paper plate with pizza slices, and another paper plate upside down on top of it. So he's taking leftover slices from a party, which is psychotic behavior. Who takes leftover pizza slices?
This guy.
And then he goes to Larry, hey, can I get a piece of cake to go? Which it's like, not breaking your balls, but it was probably like a Market Basket fucking sheet
It was
cake.
Wegmans.
Okay, it wasn't like we went to fucking Magnolia Bakery. Like you have to have this fuking cake.
Yeah, it's just
just
cake.
go get a fucking little self-serve.
It was
cake
a
for
marble
$6,
cake, not for
whatever.
nothing though, marble.
But he's like, "Can I get a piece of the cake?" He's like, "Well, we haven't put the candles on it yet."
We didn't even think about having cake
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. It was so early. He's like, "We'll just cut like a corner off." And he's like, "You want me to cut? You want me to cut the
Imagine
corner?"
the balls.
I would have killed him.
Where do you get the balls, dude?
I don't know.
He's like, "We'll just cut the corner off. We haven't blown the candles
Whatever,
out."
it's not
He
even a
wanted
big
us
deal.
to cut him a piece of
How old
cake.
is she? 6? She ain't even gonna remember the cake.
I'm,
Yeah.
like, I'm not giving you my kid's cake before we blew the candles, you maniac.
He's not invited.
Go away. Cake.
Dude, but it's like, and I'm not saying it to break your balls. I'm just saying it's like, why did this like 63-year-old guy
Because he's a Strones.
need a slice of like grocery store cake that bad that he was like, I'm taking it home?
I admire the balls, the brass
It's a
balls.
fucking
That's
wild.
some real boomer
the
shit
set
right
of the set of.
With the slices in his hand, like, hey, I'm taking.
It was
these.
more than slices too. He had like baked like manigot and
or
manicottis.
He had a couple beers from the fridge in his
Took
pockets,
so much.
dude.
I took my dad's keys to his motorcycle with him. Yeah.
Can we get a piece of the cake? Has me dead, dude.
Get a couple, 2-3 slices of cake. No.
Oh man.
Eat it. What else we talking about, fellas? What time is
I
it?
don't know. I'm ready to go. I love you.
9:40?
I'm so tired.
You sleepy?
I'm beat. I've been up since 4.
I'm a sleepy boy.
I gotta go.
Well, sign us off then. We had a fun night. This was a lot of fun.
Great.
This was a fun one. Yeah.
Let's remind, for real, on a serious note, before you fall asleep though, let's remind the audience about Jash's.
So we will share in the link for the GoFundMe for Jash and his family, and may he rest in peace. Also, Happy Mother's Day. to
Happy
all
Mother's
mothers
Day,
out
yeah.
there. Yes.
To all the
Happy
mothers out there.
Mother's Day.
I got something. I got a class coming up at Ritual Grooming in New Hampshire, June 8th, and you can message Hannah the barber for tickets. She's
Sick.
taking
To
care.
Hannah.
I love it. We got plugs now.
Yeah, we plugged
Yeah.
it.
Plugs. I'm going to be at CT Barber Expo.
Yes.
I'm doing autographs. I'm doing photos. I'm joking. I'm not doing any of that
Well,
shit.
at CT, just to piggyback, is we do have a classroom set up with Tyler Carlson and Andrew Juhas both Sunday and Monday.
Saw that,
I think
yeah.
there's like 2 or 3
Are
classes.
you doing a
per
booth
day.
on top of that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you going to the
Also-
Grammys?
Also, our
you up for anything?
Harley Davidson event,
No.
May 24th.
Okay.
I'll skip it then.
Harley Davidson. In
I'll
Billerica.
be there, but I am up for it, but I don't know. I'll be there.
I was gonna come up with you and your entourage when you won.
You should come.
But I don't know if you're not gonna win anything. I don't want to sit through that. No offense to any of the winners.
I just want to meet Victorino Stylo.
Is it?
I'm gonna meet him,
education,
dude.
like in the
Ya tu
morning, or
sabes.
is it
You know
just-
who knows him?
It's in the morning and in the afternoon. Our classroom though is in the afternoon, but
Okay.
it's going to be a good one. We got a lot of good stuff coming up.
What was the girl's name that was at your class in Roxbury or Dorchester or whatever?
Oh, well, that's her shop. Is it Cal? How do you say it?
K-Star.
K-Star.
Actually, I don't know.
I think she might have added Victorino on that last post. 'Cause
Victorino
she's been a
Stylo.
model
She's
for
cool.
him.
En la casa.
She's really cool.
She's been a model for him,
Nice
yeah.
girl, man. So shout out to her because she got a good following and she's like showing love. So
Shout out to Victorino Stylo.
shout out to
en la casa.
Lulu, the best.
She's great.
She's the
Shout
best.
out
You
Lulu,
can
dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to Goldie Barber Pro.
My guy.
I want to have Goldie on the pod so bad. I wanted to talk
should
about
make
supply
that
guys. We should start the next one out talking about supply guys.
We will. We should make
I feel
that
like
the topic next
okay,
time.
so we'll bookmark this, but I feel like we should talk about how all the boomers in the industry all hate each other. So if there's two supply guys, they're
was
they're
gonna
not
say
fighting
this.
for your business, they're fighting for your like love and admiration.
Next
really.
time on
It's a real
Fire Me
personal thing.
Podcast,
Yeah, so
we are
we'll get into that.
we're gonna pigeonhole and put all of these Barber Supply guys in their vans against each other.
We're gonna bring them all here, but
Celebrity
not tell them
death
they're all
match.
Yeah. I want to do it.
Who's getting uplift?
That's happened
Who's
before
it
in
gonna
our
be?
shop.
Who wants uplift?
Has that ever happened in your shops where they show up at the same time?
They
It's like
follow each other.
no.
They tail each other. It's
They
a real
do.
thing.
I want to
They
do a
map it up.
competition
The
with the
good, the bad,
supply
and the
guys
ugly
where I
comes
give
on.
them a list of things and I want to see how long it
Tumbleweeds.
takes them to do it.
I'll make 5 different supply guys write me an essay on why I should go with them as a supply guy, but it's all gonna be like personal, like
Jorge.
Jorge.
like Steve, you know,
Jorge's the
Jorge,
guy.
enjoy coming.
Jorge.
to your shop
Jorge's
and hanging
goated.
out.
Let me tell you something. Jorge, his van, you can walk in it. It's an aisle.
It's like an IKEA.
It's lit up. He got lights in there. And then he'll take your name, record your order. At the end of the year, he'll print you a receipt for the whole year.
Yep.
Email it to you,
I just go on
everything.
Amazon. I don't mean, or if I need clippers, I ask you. You're my supply guy.
Next
You're the
time.
guy taking the food off the table of the supply guys. When I come get Rebel shavers.
I Amazon
and
shit
stuff
too.
like that.
Sometimes I don't have something.
I'm fucking your whole shit up right now. I'm
I
sorry.
got the plugs. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, guys, let's cut it.
Relationships.
Let's cut it. That was fun. We had a good time. We'll see you guys next time on Fire Me Podcast.